Hey guys, Arin Darcan here, and today I want to do a video about mindset. So I was speaking to one of my friends earlier in the week about work ethic and how much we should work and that sort of stuff and what it takes to be successful and even things like delayed gratification and whatever else. And so I thought of a really cool analogy that I thought I'd share with you guys and kind of explain my opinion on all of this. So I'm going to jump in, share my screen. Let's say we've got a boulder or a rock of some sort sitting here. And then let's say it rains a little bit and some water is kind of formed on top of the rock. Forget about the fact that it will just slide off, but let's imagine the water can just stay on the rock, right? In this situation, when the water first hits the rock, there's not going to be any visible difference to the rock. Nothing's changed. The water's just sitting on top of this rock, and that is it. There's no change whatsoever. Even though there has been some work done to the rock, the water's fallen on top of it, but there's no visible difference in any way. Let's say in this situation that success is defined as being able to move this water all the way to the bottom of the rock. So how would that happen? To begin with, there'll be impurities in the rock. There'll be like these little cracks already that sit there. And what will happen is the water will go into these cracks. And over time, over the years, as the water freezes, expands, and then melts again, the cracks will get bigger and bigger. So over time, there'll be some really big cracks in this rock. And eventually, the water would get all the way to the bottom and that would be classed as success. But like I said, at the beginning, there's no visible difference to the rock. This happens over time. So what does this have to do relating to work and business? If you imagine your work is like gravity in this situation. Gravity is constantly pulling the water down all the time. It's relentless. It doesn't stop. It's always pulling the water down. When the water first hits the rock, gravity doesn't say, oh, the water's hit the rock, there's no cracks, like it hasn't got to the bottom yet, I'm just going to give up pulling on it. There's no point. Same way as if we just had like another rock here, maybe had a puddle on a rock. So we've got a rock here, we've got a puddle going across, let's say it's a puddle, and again, gravity's always pulling this water down. Doesn't matter if there's any movement, doesn't matter if there's no cracks, it doesn't matter if there's no improvement on the situation. By improvement, I mean the water going lower down the rock. It doesn't matter. Gravity is just constantly working on it. You need to start acting in your work the same way gravity acts on this puddle of water. There are times and there are people which will start a dropshipping store or they'll start some sort of business, and after the first month it doesn't make any money and they're like, all right, I give up. There's no point. What's the point in this? That's essentially, in this analogy, the water landing on the rock and then gravity after a few moments being like, the water's not moving anymore. I'll just stop pulling on it. I don't need to pull on this water, like it's not moving, so who cares? That's not what it should be like. You should be putting reps into your work consistently, and over time what's going to happen is the cracks will start to form and you will be able to be successful. And this links back to something called delayed gratification. So instant gratification you get with things like video games. I'm playing a video game, I kill someone or I achieve some sort of goal, and I get this little pop-up on the screen and I feel good and I get a dopamine rush and I'm like, oh great, I achieved this goal, awesome. So you get instant gratification. You put a tiny bit of work in and you get some special reward. That's why video games are so addictive, and even drugs. When people do drugs, they do a very small amount of work and they get a massive hit of dopamine. Again, that's instant gratification, and that's basically what our lives are based around now. It's about Netflix, video games, good food, like if you're eating sweets and donuts and things like that. Again, you eat something and you get instant dopamine, you're happy, your body feels good, you've got instant gratification. The problem with that is that where we're so wired for instant gratification is that when it comes to things that actually take a while to start seeing any sort of results, i.e. business, a new skill, learning a language, trying to get a promotion in your job, whatever it is, you now suddenly find it really hard to put effort in without getting that instant gratification. And this is called delayed gratification. So this means that you can be working in your business for X number of years, months, whatever it is, and you won't see any results at all. You won't even see any progress really. And what's going to happen is over time, you're going to see a huge jump in what you achieve. So to explain delayed gratification on more of a graph, so you'd have on the left, you'd have, let's say, success, whatever that's defined by, right? That could be money, whatever it is. Then you've got the amount of work that you put in. This could be hours, months, years, etc. What you're going to find is that to begin with, you'll be putting in huge amounts of work with barely any success. And this has literally happened to me over and over again. Even the new business I'm building right now is the same thing. We're doing a lot of work, and me and my team are doing a lot of work, but we're making barely anything compared to what my other businesses make because we're not at the point where we're just getting the gratification yet. And it's perfectly natural in business. So this keeps going across and your work keeps going up, but all of a sudden what's going to happen is everything's just going to click and it's going to start working together, and then you're going to get this exponential return on your success. So if you don't put in the time here, which is literally, like I said, zero gratification. You're going to make nothing. It's going to be hard work. You're not really going to get anything out of it. You can't just jump to this point. You can't just jump to the success. Like, you've got to put the work in first. And this is the problem, where people are so wired now because of the current world for instant gratification. People aren't willing to put the work in here. And that's why so many people give up and they fail and they don't carry out what they really want to do. So going back to the water, rock and gravity analogy, you need to believe in yourself and believe that success will come. It's only a matter of time. If you keep working on your business like gravity works on that water, try and pull it down, and even if there's no movement, you keep putting the reps in, you keep working, eventually what's going to happen is cracks are going to form and you're going to be able to make it down and you're going to see success 100%. It's just a matter of time. And obviously this is providing you keep learning from your mistakes as well, because 99.9% of people that start a business will fail it if it's their first business. Only over time they build more businesses, and maybe by their fourth or fifth business, that's when they start to actually make some real money. And they've learned all these skills, they've learned from all their mistakes, and that's when they can start really seeing some value from it all. So make sure you keep working on your business, you keep putting the reps in, even if you're not seeing results right now. Keep putting the work in, keep learning. Even if you've got a job at the moment and you just keep putting that hour in the evenings, regardless of what you get out from it, regardless of anything, just keep putting that work in. And even if you've got to change businesses, it's fine. Change businesses if you feel like you need to for whatever reason. The point I'm trying to make is don't give up. Keep working on whatever you're trying to achieve, and eventually the success will come. Be relentless, be like gravity, constantly working, constantly putting down, even if there's no movement, even if there's no gratification, keep doing it, and eventually you'll get past this straight line and you'll start to see the exponential returns, and it'll all be worth it, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.